To get started, you are going to make a magic circle. To make a magic circle, you're going to cross over your yarn from your right hand side to your left hand side, forming a small circle. So you're going to cross over like so, okay, and then hold it down with your thumb and your middle finger, okay. Insert your hook into that space, then yarn over and pull through your yarn. To get started with round 1, you are going to chain 2. 1, 2. This chain 2 does not count as a stitch. After that, we are going to work 10 double crochet stitches into this space. So yarn over, insert your hook in the space, yarn over, pull through your yarn, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. We have worked 1 double crochet stitch. You are going to go ahead and place 9 more double crochet stitches into this space. I have 10 double crochet stitches in total. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so when you are done working your stitches, you are going to pull the ends. You're going to pull it tight, okay, and then skip the very first chain 2 and make a slip stitch into the first double crochet stitch. To get started on round 2, chain 2. This chain 2 does not count as a stitch. Place 1 double crochet in that same stitch. Place another double crochet in that same stitch. So we have 2 double crochet stitches in the first stitch. After that, place 2 double crochets in the next stitch. You are going to keep placing 2 double crochets in each of the stitches around until you get to your last stitch. At the end of round 2, you should have a total of 20 stitches, okay? So after your last double crochet stitch, you are going to slip stitch in the first double crochet stitch. Skip the chain 2. To work round 3, chain 2. Place 2 double crochets in that first stitch. After that, place 1 double crochet in the next stitch. And then in the following stitch, place 2 double crochets. In the next stitch, place 1 double crochet. For this round, we are going to alternate between 2 double crochets and 1 double crochet. So after placing 1 double crochet here, in the next stitch, place 2 double crochets. In the following stitch, place 1 double crochet. 2 double crochets, 1 double crochet, 2 double crochets, 1 double crochet, okay? Repeat that all the way around until you get to your last stitch. At the end of round 3, you should have a total of 30 double crochet stitches, and your last stitch should have 1 double crochet stitch, okay? After working your last stitch, you are going to make a slip stitch into the very first stitch to join. Now that we are done with 3 rounds, your circle should measure about, okay, so my circle measures 3 inches. So yours should measure about 3 inches as well. To get started on the next row, chain 2. And then place 1 double crochet in that same stitch. Place 1 double crochet in the next stitch. Place 1 double crochet in the next stitch. Continue to place 1 double crochet in each of the stitch around until you get to your last stitch. After working your last stitch, make a slip stitch in the very first double crochet stitch to join. From here forward, we are going to repeat round 4. So chain 2, place 1 double crochet in the same stitch, place 1 double crochet in the next stitch, place 1 double crochet in the next stitch. Continue to place 1 double crochet in each stitch around until you get to your last stitch. After your last stitch, make a slip stitch into the very first stitch to join. You are going to repeat this last row continuously until we get to the point where we need to work the heel section of the socks, okay? So I will place a size chart somewhere on the screen to help you. This is what I have so far. I have worked a total of 15 rows, okay? It measures about 7.5 inches from the bottom up. Alright my loves, this is what your socks should look like so far, okay? Next up, we are going to work the heel section of the socks. So to get started, chain 3. This chain 3 counts as a double crochet stitch. Then place 1 double crochet in the next stitch. Place 1 double crochet in the next stitch. And continue to place 1 double crochet in each stitch across until you have a total of 17 stitches. I have worked a total of 17 stitches, and this includes the beginning chain 3. To get started on the next row, chain 3 and then turn your work. Place 1 double crochet in the next stitch. Place 1 double crochet in the next stitch. Place 1 double crochet in the next stitch. Continue to place 1 double crochet in each stitch across until you get to your last stitch. At the end of this row, you should still have a total of 17 stitches. So for the next row, we are going to repeat the row we just finished. So chain 3 and turn your work. Place 1 double crochet in the next stitch. Place 1 double crochet in the following stitch. Continue to place 1 double crochet in each stitch across until you get to your last stitch. I forgot to mention that the length of your socks from the bottom to this last row should measure your total socks length minus 3 inches, okay? So my foot is a size 11 and the size chart says that the total socks length should be 10.5. Now 10.5 minus 3 inches is 7.5. Yes, okay, so from the bottom to this last row measure 7.5. So far we have worked a total of 3 rows for the heel section. So you are going to repeat this last row until your heel section measures 3 inches. I am done working the heel section. I have worked about 6 rows and it measures 3 inches, okay? In total my socks measures 10.5 inches. Next up, we are going to sew the heel section together. So you have to fold your socks in such a way that after sewing the heel section, the seam will stay on the inside of the socks, okay? So this is the outside of the socks. If we fold like so and sew it, the seam is going to stay on the outside. We don't want that. So I'm gonna fold this way, okay? All right, like so. So after folding your socks, you're going to chain 1. After chaining 1, you're going to sew the opposite stitches together using single crochet or slip stitches. So I'm going to insert my hook in the first stitch and also in the opposite first stitch and single crochet. Ooh. Okay, single crochet, insert my hook in the next stitch and also in the opposite stitch work a single crochet. Continue to sew opposite stitches together until you get to the last stitch. After that, chain 1 and fasten off, then sew in your loose ends. So after sewing in your loose ends, you're going to return your socks back to its normal position. And this is what you should have so far. Alright. Next up, you are going to come to the heel section where you have your seam and attach your yarn in the first double crochet space after the seam. So right here. Then chain 1, place 2 single crochets in that same space. Place 2 single crochets in the next space. Place 2 single crochets in the next space. Continue to place 2 single crochets in each space across until you get to the last space before your front section. After placing 2 single crochets in this last double crochet space, we are going to work 1 single crochet in each of these double crochet stitches. Place 1 single crochet in the first double crochet stitch. Place 1 double crochet stitch in the next stitch and continue to place 1 double crochet in each stitch across until you get to the last stitch. Okay, so continue until you get to this last stitch. After this point, we are going to keep placing 2 single crochets in each of the double crochet spaces. So place 2 single crochets in the first double crochet space, 2 single crochets in the next space, and just repeat that all the way across until the last space before your seam. After placing 2 single crochets in this last space, you're going to make a slip stitch into the very first single crochet stitch to join. To work the next row, chain 1, place 1 single crochet in that first stitch, place 1 single crochet in the next stitch, 1 single crochet in the next stitch. Continue to place 1 single crochet in each stitch around until you get to your last stitch. After your last stitch, you are going to slip stitch into the very first single crochet stitch to join. Okay, so I forgot to mention I have about 37 single crochet stitches. For the next row, we are going to repeat this row we just finished. So chain 1, place 1 single crochet in that same stitch, place 1 single crochet in the next stitch, place 1 single crochet in the next stitch. Continue to place 1 single crochet in each stitch around until you get to your last stitch. This is your last stitch. Okay, this right here is the slip stitch that we had made to join the previous row. So always make sure that you count your stitches so you don't end up adding extra stitches at this end. All right, after your last stitch, slip stitch in the very first stitch to join. And now you are going to repeat this last row continuously until you get to the height that you want your socks to be before we work the ruffles. I have 6 single crochet rows in total. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, next up we are going to work the ruffles. So to work the ruffles, chain 3 and then place 4 double crochets in this same stitch. After that, place 5 double crochet stitches in the next stitch. Again, place 5 double crochet stitches in the next stitch. So you are going to place 5 double crochet stitches in each of the stitch all the way around until you get to your last stitch. After your last stitch, slip stitch into the third chain of the beginning chain 3, and then for the next row, chain 3, place 2 double crochets in that same stitch. After that, place 3 double crochets in the next stitch. And then place 3 double crochets in the following stitch. You are going to place 3 double crochets in each of the stitches all the way around until you get to your last stitch. After your last stitch, you are going to slip stitch in the third chain of the beginning chain 3, and then chain 1 and fasten off. You can stop here if you want, but I am going to work one more row of single crochet using another color. Okay, so to do that, you're going to attach your new color in the very first stitch. Chain 1, place 1 single crochet in that first stitch, place 1 single crochet in the next stitch, place 1 single crochet in the next stitch. Continue to place 1 single crochet in each stitch around until the last stitch. After working your last stitch, make a slip stitch in the very first stitch to join, and then chain 1 and fasten off. You are going to go ahead and sew in your loose ends and then make another one exactly like this. Okay, thank you so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed this tutorial. I will see you in my next video. Bye.